Hi, today we're going to be working with line plots. This is in your topic 15 of EnVision Math. This is lessons number 1 and 2. But today's goal, I can create a line plot using given data. So I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm going to have you plug those into a line plot. And then you're also going to be in charge of interpreting the data, which is just a fancy way to say that you know what it says when you're looking at the picture of the line plot. So I went ahead and made some data up just off the top of my brain. And we're going to use this in order to practice making line plots. So the first one is string length, and it says it's in inches, and you're told make a line plot of this data. So the first step for a line plot is to make the line. So we're going to make an open number line, and then we're going to try to figure out what our start number should be and what our stop number should be. That's called the range of your data. So that's a fancy way to say it. You don't have to necessarily learn that, but you can. So the range, that would be what's the smallest number, and we're going to stop at the largest number. So check out your data. I see some 20s. So far, the biggest number that I see is 31. And the smallest to see is 24. We've got 32. So I'm going to go from 24 all the way and stop at 32. So my start number is 24 and my stop number should be 32. So 24, we've got 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And I don't have enough space for 32, so I do have to do an erase and scoot this over a little bit. Sometimes that happens, but at least if you have an end goal in mind, you won't go too far. So we're stopping when we get to 32. Next, I'm going to look at the title of my chart where I'm getting my data from. Remember, data is just the information. So it says string length in inches. So at the bottom, that's where I'm going to label, and I'm going to say the length in inches. That tells me that each of these numbers is representing an inch measurement. So this is measuring 24 inches. Number 27 tells 27 inches, and so forth. At the top, I need to put a title. So my title should be string length. Or you can make it say lengths of strings. It's just kind of up to you. I'm going to just call mine string length. And I'm actually going to write an S at the end, string lengths. So imagine that you have a collection of strings and they all measure different lengths. This is a data chart called a line plot. And we're going to try to figure out which of these you have the most of, which of these that you have the least of, which measurements occur the most often. We're going to measure that on our line plot. So when I'm looking at a line plot, I like to look at each number. So the number 27, I'm going to put a little dot above 27. And then I'm going to put a little check mark next to that so that I remember that I already wrote number 27 on my chart. So 27. Next, I've got 31. So I'm going to put a dot above 31, put a little check mark, and move on to the next one, 29. Put a dot and put a little check mark. I don't want to forget any of my data points, so that's why I'm putting a little mark next to it. I'd encourage you to do the same thing so you don't forget one. So each of these, this just means that you have one representation for that. So 24, 28, oopsie, I forgot to check it. 29. Oh, I already had a 29. Now I have two 29s. 27. 24. 32. Oh, that's the largest number. Another 32. And then another 27. All right, and that's it. So looking back at my chart, I can see that this is in number order. So the smaller numbers are over here, meaning the shorter strings, and the larger number is over here of 32, which means that's the longest string. Now I want to look at my data. After I've put it on this line plot, I want to check it out. Which of the string lengths happens the most? So that would be, this one only has 2. This number 27 inches has 3. That one happens the most often. So I could look at this data and say 27-inch string happens the most. I could say the 27-inch string, there are 3 of them. So there are 3, and then I'm going to just put a comma, 27-inch strings. If I was asked which string lengths happen twice, I could say, all right, I'm going to look at my data. This one happens twice, so 24 happens twice. 29, that one happens twice. And then I'm also going to write 32. So 24, 29, and 32 happen. You can also say occur twice. If I was told, okay, I'm thinking of a string length that doesn't happen at all, there are no occurrences for this string length, I would respond by saying 25 and 26 don't happen at all. What if I was asked, what is the difference between the longest string and the shortest string? So I would look at my chart. Well, the shortest string is 24, and 24 inches, and the longest string is 32 inches. So I could create a math problem of 32 minus 24. That would tell me the difference between the largest length of string and the shortest. So if I was working on this, let's see, I'm going to use compensation. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So 38 minus 30 is my new equation, which is 8. So 8 is the difference between the longest and the shortest. So 8 inches. So this is how you can use this line plot in order to find out more information. I have another line plot data chart that we're going to look at. This one has to do with the lengths of different leaps. So a leap is just like a large jump. So imagine we charted how many feet that a child could jump after they were standing still. So imagine there's a finish line and you're jumping from this line and you're trying to see how far that you can jump. Pretend, just so you can have more information. So the length of the leap in feet. So each of these represents however many feet. So this 6 is the length that the person jumped from one spot to the next spot, which was the amount of 6 feet. Remember, we're doing line plots, which means you're going to be starting with a line, an open number line. I want to check out my data before I write anything on here. I want to figure out what my title should be. I want to figure out what the label should be at the bottom. I already have an idea of what they should be, but I want to figure out what my start number should be and what my stop number should be. 4 is the smallest, and so far I see 7 is the largest. Okay, so that was pretty simple. So this one, we're going to start with number 4, and we're going to stop when we get to 7. So 4, we've got 5 and 6 in the middle, and we stop at 7. This one is a little bit less information as far as the range of numbers goes. We have fewer possibilities. Remember, we're measuring the length of the leap in feet. The measurement 4, 5, 6, and 7 is in feet. So each of these, this measures 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet. So we would say length in feet. And this is where you're always going to have either feet, inches, centimeters, yards, whichever of those types of measurements will go here on your line plot. Remember, your line plot is going to always have numbers on it. You wouldn't put like bananas, pickles, tomatoes. You wouldn't put those types of words on this line plot that we're using for our class. We're using this open number line, and it's going to have numbers on it. So that can be something that can help you remember. You can also use little X's instead of dots on your line plot. So this time I'm going to use X's as I'm marking. Remember the title at the top? This is measuring leaps. I'm going to just call it leaps. I don't know. We could just call it leaps. All right. I thought I would think of something clever, but I can't really think of anything right now. If you think of something, you could just let me know for next time, and I can be more creative. So now I'm going to look at each of these data points, and I'm going to kind of move this up so I can have more information spot here. Number 4, we are using X's this time. So 4 has 1, 7 has another. I'm going to try to remember to mark these off. 6 has 1, 7, 4, got it, 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, 4, 2 4s in a row, 1 and 2, 5, 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 5. Oh, that one's really tall. And 4. Sometimes when I'm looking at this, I notice that I need to move my title, and that's okay. So I'm going to just erase, 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 and move up my title where it says leaps. And then I'm also going to move this out of the way so we can look at our line plot a little bit more. So when I'm looking at my line plot, I can take in some information. I notice that this one looks really, really tall. That tells me that there are a lot of people. Remember, each of these marks were different people that had done the leap. That there are a lot in this group of 5 feet. So that means most of the people jumped 5 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people are in the category of jumping by 5 feet. So if I said, and let's say that the question was this, I don't know why I'm looking at that book. It really doesn't help me. I made all this stuff up. Okay, so if I said 6 people jumped, and then maybe I left a blank, this many feet. So I'm not talking about this 6, because that would have 4 people that jumped 6 feet. I'm trying to figure out which category has exactly 6 people that jumped that many feet. So this number 4 has 5 people represented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people are represented in the 5-foot category. This one only has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 7 has 5 people represented. So sometimes that can get a little bit confusing. Let's try another one where I'm kind of asking it in a similar type of way. So if I said 4 people are in this category, what would you say? So I'm not asking about this. Remember, each of these has the feet next to it. Now, we're not going to write that there because we have our label to say, but this is what you should look and think when you're looking at this line plot, that this means 4 feet. So those are not representing people. These X's, the X equals 1 person. So if I'm trying to figure out which one of these categories has 4 people in it, I should count how many X's, which would mean 6 feet. 4 people jumped exactly 6 feet in their leap. So that would be the answer to that. A lot of these questions that you'll be coming up with for your data interpretation will say, what's the difference between the greatest and the least amount from the chart? And so you would just do a subtraction equation of 7 minus 4 to figure out the difference in those 2 quantities. So 7 minus 4, which is like kindergarten math, people, it would be 3. So 3 feet is the difference between the greatest jump and the least amount for the jump. I did want to take a second to look, and we still have about a little bit of time before I kind of don't want to continue talking. In your book on page 646, you've got a chart with some data on it. This one is about feather length in centimeters. It already has the line plot there. So I'm going to just kind of quick mark down the line plot that you see. It already has, it starts at 4 and stops at 9. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 4 has 3 circles, 1, 2, 3. 5 has 2. 6 has 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 7 has 3. We'll fill in the spots of the title and the label in just a second. Then we've got 2 and 1. It says the top is feather length. So each of these are representing feathers, and then down here it will tell you what the numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are talking about, and this is how many centimeters. So the number of, I'm going to just write cm because that stands for centimeters. So when I'm looking at the number 4, that means 4 centimeters. So there are 1, 2, 3 feathers that are 4 centimeters. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feathers that are 6. Remember, this is the number of centimeters. This is what I'm thinking in my head, is that it has the little cm next to it for centimeters. If you want to write that on your line plot, that is fine. The question says, what is the most common feather length? Well, most common just means which one happens the most often. So the one that has the greatest amount, I can tell, would be the 6 centimeters. So I would just write the number 6 in that spot. When it says, why does the number line use the numbers 4 through 9? It uses the numbers 4 through 9 because the measurements of the feathers are from 4 centimeters to 9 centimeters. So the smallest centimeter is 4 centimeters, and the largest feather length for the centimeters would be 9 centimeters. So you wouldn't put on numbers 0 and 1 and 2 and 3 because those numbers are not represented in the data. You wouldn't put on numbers 14, 25, and 32 because there are no feathers that measure that length. So the reason that we're starting with the number 4 and stopping with the number 9 is because that's what our data is telling us to do. I hope you have fun with doing some of these data questions and making your own line plot.